is Charlotte here from the Mothership Connected. I'm here with Nick Bender. He is from the Walk and Talk for Life group in Walthamstow, and we're going to talk a little bit about what Nick's up to with the local pensioners in Walthamstow. Hello Nick, thank you so much for being here with me.
Thank you for having me on.
So tell our watchers and listeners a little bit about what you're up to. We did a podcast together, didn't we?
Yes.
All about your project. Just give us a little bit of a kind of an intro into what you're doing.
Yeah, sure. So Walk and Talk for Your Life, it's a 10-week group exercise and health coaching program for older adults. In Walthamstow, we meet at Priory Court Community Center twice a week for 2 hours. And we start with 30 minutes of chair-based exercise. We do a bit of resistance training, and then we go out for a 30-minute walk to Lloyd Park as a group. And we come back and we have a discussion on a health topic over tea or coffee. And those discussions are really like the essence of the course. That's where we can really dive into any questions that they have specifically to that group. And the idea is that that group gets to meet up regularly twice a week for 10 weeks. And what we found is that it really helps build connection and the group cohesion.
Wow.
And it's just so enjoying to teach it and to just be involved with the group.
So what you're doing, Nick, is you're enlightening them around diet and nutrition as well, because pensioners are a section of society who are targeted by the food industry and the NHS to maybe make quite sort of unwise and unhealthy choices, but under the, how can I say, the smoke screen of it being healthy. So what you're doing is you're kind of like leading them down a path of health and vitality by making like wise choices.
Yeah, well, absolutely. I mean, typically for my generation, we may be more able to access information. So what's the latest in nutrition? You go back 20 years and we start to see that low-fat diet not as effective as maybe some other diets, in particular, in general. Not the specific individual, maybe fine. But now, today, we're seeing it's much more approved. The low-fat diet is more of a control group. If you're looking at the comparing between low carb and low fat, like it's just in general that we look to expand the information that older adults may have available to them through the discussions, and we're able to really kind of explore those ideas.
It's really great because you're dispelling the myths and you're taking the fear factor out of food, because there is a lot of fear factor in food, isn't there?
Absolutely, definitely.
And I would say that the NHS, the doctors and the food industry are perpetuating a lot of that, and they are trusted authorities, so it's very difficult to sometimes break down those barriers with the elderly population, because they trust trusted authorities, NHS, doctors, food industry,
let's just unpack salt. We talked a little bit about low carb and low fat diet, but just unpacking salt. Older people, everybody, we need salt in our diets.
That's right.
And we need the right amount of salt for us.
That's real salt, isn't it? That's real salt with all the electrolytes in it. So high quality salt. The general recommendation for everybody is 6 grams of salt per day, which, that's a decent number, but that's the maximum. But we know genetically that some people they need more salt, others need less salt. Some people, so we're very much individual, and that becomes difficult for a GP to unpack in 10 minutes. And so instead of unpacking that and finding out if you're salt sensitive or not salt sensitive, you just say cut salt, which can lead to older adults becoming hyponatremic. It is an issue that we need to address. It doesn't mean go out and eat 10 grams of salt a day. And the vast majority of us eating processed foods don't need to worry about trying to increase salt intake. If we can just reduce salt intake by reducing our reliance on eating processed foods, we probably don't need to be as concerned about salt in particular. So that is just one example of areas where we just need to give the right information, but not saying, eat as much salt as you want, because there is clearly a relationship. It is a complicated issue that needs more time, and that's what these courses we hope to allow, and specifically with nutrition, that's one area. So
that's one day, just one day of our 20-week course, or 20-class course. Talking about salt.
Amazing. And less than 1% of the population is salt sensitive, isn't that right?
I don't know that in particular.
And there is no data that connects real salt to high blood pressure.
Well, it's just those are the kinds of if you have high blood pressure, like based on salt sensitivity, let's
make sure that we look at the studies that back it up.
Sure.
And that's what we really do. You know,
Right.
I'm not a nutritionist, but we just provide the research
Yes.
that is, hey, this is the study that says this or that, and let's talk about it. Let's have a
That's
discussion.
great. So what you're doing is you're giving them informed advice based on the latest updates in studies on nutrition,
Yeah.
rather than just going to the doctor who's kind of like peddling old dogma, and he hasn't looked at the updated studies. It's just something that's come from the 50s.
Yeah, I mean
So you're
absolutely.
freeing your clients up around food
Yeah,
and
but
diet.
I mean, it's certainly, I don't want to be dictating what they eat or not eat, but I promote the eating of real food.
Yes.
Um,
So do I.
You
Completely
know,
agree with you.
just
Yeah.
eat real food, and other than that, to be honest, it's really complicated.
Yes.
But if you're avoiding processed foods, things that contain vegetable oils like rapeseed and canola
Yeah.
oils, things that are highly processed, and getting back to more natural oils like olive oil, coconut oil, but also understanding to eat those in moderation,
Absolutely.
that they're not some superfood.
So let's go back to your course. So how much is it going to cost them to come and do it?
Yeah, so it's £40 for 10 weeks, which comes out to £2 a session.
Amazing. I want to do that for
£2 per session.
Shaz is going, yep, count me.
£1 an hour, and the reason we're
Amazing.
able to do that is because we've been funded by various grants that have allowed us to offer that kind of a price. So very much appreciate to William Morris Big Local, Unlimited Charity, the Walk and Cycle Fund at Waltham Forest Council. So it's a great way to have that sort of side section, a complementary medicine or complementary approach to helping GPs and helping GP surgeries unpack some of these more complicated issues that their patients may have or their clients may have.
Sure. Fantastic.
Yeah, to try to open up that information to them.
So what might they expect to get out of a 10-week course with you?
They're going to get stronger, especially in their lower body.
Never too late, right, Nick? Never too late.
It's never too late.
Yeah.
Absolutely, the human body is amazing, even at age 85. You
Yeah.
can really do a lot,
Yeah.
but you will definitely get stronger in your lower body. We've been tested in an academic study by Middlesex University to show that our sit-to-stand test improved significantly. You're going to become faster at walking. And specifically though, our primary aim isn't the nutrition, isn't all of that. It's not, that's really not what the course is fully about. It's about the social connection. It's about building community. And that has been also studied by Middlesex University. And I'm pleased that the results were that we reduced loneliness by 22% overall. And that we also reduced depression scores by 33%. And so, of course, those are general. That doesn't mean everybody reduced loneliness by 22%, but just in general. So that was really what we were out to do as an organization.
You've got people who might be suffering from loneliness, who maybe might not be that concerned about their health.
Yeah.
And they might think, I know, I'll go along to Walk and Talk for Life and join Nick's group because I want to meet people, hang out, have a good chat, maybe find myself a life partner. You never know.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well,
Anything's possible.
Anything
when
is
you're
possible.
85.
Absolutely.
Look at Judi Dench.
But yeah, I
She
mean,
did
it's
it.
just like come do some exercise, and then let's have an interesting discussion. Answer any questions that you have. I'm not going to answer every question. I'm not going to know as much as your GP. I'm going to refer to your GP a lot. But you know, how to improve sleep, how to get fit, how to actually do that resistance training that your GP may be talking to you about.
Really helpful tip set.
Absolutely,
Really helpful.
a holistic approach,
Yes.
and also finding purpose in retirement.
Yeah.
That is one of the most important pillars of health that I believe. You know, you can be as healthy as you want. We can talk nutrition, till we collapse. But if you don't feel purpose in retirement, in that transition period, that may be the real issue to your health.
Yeah.
The real motivation behind why you're getting healthy is maybe you have that sense of purpose. It could be just grandkids, or it could be volunteering somewhere. It could be larger or greater, and we just kind of explore that. It makes the course for me just so much more enjoyable because I get to learn from everybody in that course. So this is now my 7th course that I've run here in Walthamstow since May of 2019.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So, how do they find you? If they want to jump onto your course now,
Yes.
do they get tea and cakes? Or tea and biscuits?
Yeah, so we have a couple new programs actually
Yes.
coming out that I haven't talked to you yet fully. But we want to also open up the course to other demographics, not just older adults. And so we have a few things in the pipeline starting in June, but we're actually doing a study on, I'm working with so I'll be working with someone specializing in diabetes.
Okay.
We'll be doing a walk and talk for diabetes, and also a walk and talk for your baby. And I'll be partnering with a midwife on that one.
Wow, how amazing is that?
Yeah, we're
That's
looking
really
to have a
fantastic.
few different demographics out there to have specialized courses to help educate those people that may not, or there may just be, there's too much information out there, and we need to kind of cut through it and find out what's important.
I know, because people get very confused really easily.
Yeah.
So how do people find you?
So it's the email would be wtlwalthamstow@gmail.com, and we may also have courses starting in April in a new location. So we've got exciting things. Just give me an email, and I'll be able to direct you to the right place.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Sounds really exciting, Nick. And I hope that lots of people come to your course because it's really worthwhile. If they want to get fit and healthy, if you want to get fit and healthy, guys, get on Nick's course. It's really, really good. Thank you so much.
Yeah, well,
for
thanks so
being
much,
here.
Charlotte. I really appreciate it.
And really
Thank
good
you.
luck with that. I'm sure you're going to do amazing things and, reach for the sky.
Yeah, appreciate that too.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks everybody for watching. Really appreciate it. And look out for the next post on Mothership Connected.